Galimera, Galimera, Galimera. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And what a morning we have as well for you. A mixture of some good and some bad news. Well, first of all, I'm just going to go and feed the chickens. We've had a bit of a late start this morning, to be quite honest. So here we go. Come on then, darlings. Are you coming for something to eat? Come on then. Come on. Here we go. Here they all are. I know people are getting very excited when they see the chickens, don't you? They've been in the house this morning as well, trying to get food out of the bowls from the cats. But anyway, nice morning there, Rachel Hanson. How you doing? Looking at the chickens. There we go. So anyway, there's the chickens, all eating away like crazy. Bless them. All right. Let's have a quick look at the weather forecast this morning, although we're waiting for Amanda with her official weather forecast. Looking up at the hills, it is looking a bit grey and a bit bad this morning up there. So we might be in for a spot of rain later on today, but I shall wait to see what Amanda has to say. But other than that, it's very warm at the moment. It's not cold. And yeah, it's just lovely. Morning, Amanda. Looking forward to the weather forecast, my lovely. And just down there, Domino's just been doing a little bit of a sprinting from the bedroom window down onto the ground there. Bless him. So anyway, that's the weather over the back towards Aberlochie and also towards Kerry. Let's have a look what it's like towards Sillaby and also towards Kalamaki in that direction. Let's have a quick look over in that way. And again, as you probably realise, I'm up a bit late this morning. And the sun is very high in the sky and it's been blocked out by the cloud. So no bright sunshine coming through. But I've got to be honest, it's not cold. It is really lovely and warm at the moment. So, hey, I feel summer is on the way at the moment. And as we look across towards the hill and in that direction, that heads towards Sillaby and the north of the island. It's looking clear blue skies in that direction. So hopefully today may be a nice day, but when I look towards the hills, it doesn't look as good. So we'll wait and see how it pans out. Anyway, right, lots to talk about this morning. First of all, one of the highlights of this morning is, shall I give you the bad news first, or shall I give you the good news? I'll give the bad news first. Right, first of all, I'm not expecting to see any viewers from Australia tuning in, which is sad. I don't know if you've seen the news, but within the last 24 hours, Facebook has decided to deplatform Australia completely. This is all over the news. This is about basically people the newspaper media and that weren't happy that in Australia a lot of people are not buying newspapers. They're getting all their news from Facebook. They said to Facebook, you should pay us something for this. Facebook said, no, you can poke off, and basically then decided to take all of Facebook down. So I'm not expecting to see anybody from Australia online this morning. Don't worry if you are an Australian viewer and you still want to get our blog. All you got to do is go to YouTube, and you can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it also on LinkedIn as well, and also on Twitter. So if you can't get us on Facebook, we're still there. Although I've got to be honest, when they go out on those platforms, it is obviously has been recorded and it's not live. All right. So once again, going to miss the Australians, going to miss Rossi and Graham and a few of the others that are over there that give me what's happening in that part of the world. So hopefully we might see them back online. The other good news, good news this morning. Had the text message, Jade and I, from the police to say our biometric residency permits are ready for pickup next Tuesday. So looks like that system is working fantastically. So we're really quite excited. I've seen some pictures online. Other people have posted up their biometric cards. They look all very official. They look very, very secure. It's not something you could easily produce yourself on a children's printing set. So again, we got the biometric card now, so we feel very more, shall we say, permanent here now in Zakynthos and in Greece, because we've got that. And obviously the card can travel as well, which is absolutely brilliant. Anyway, let's look at the news. The top story of the day is we have come out of the red zone and we are now in the yellow zone. and I will come on to that in a while. So at least we are now moving forward here in Zakynthos, which is great. But in the meantime, let's just have a quick look at the stats at the moment, and then we'll concentrate on the change of our position now in regards lockdown. Right, can you believe today's the 20th of February? Yeah, and it is Saturday. Where has this week gone? It's just seemed to have flown by. Anyway, COVID for the last 24 hours. Now, in the last 24 hours, COVID infections are up slightly. I did report to you the other day that we had 1,400. At the moment, it is 1,406 new infections recorded across Greece. 177,494 cases since the pandemic started, and the age of those people of getting it is slightly down to the age of 51 years of age. So it's dropped from 52 down to 51. Anyway, 2 new cases were identified at checks into the country, which is down, thank God, from 10 on the other day. And according to the national statistics, this is the national stats I'm talking about, there's been no new cases in Macardo. There has been 4 in Kefalonia. There has been 3 in Corfu. And according to the national stats, there has been 5 new cases in Zakynthos. Now, on the ground at the moment, I think those figures are catch-up figures from the other day. If you remember, the family that was infected, plus there was one other extra person, a 36-year-old that was infected. Well, at the moment, locally, in the last 24 hours, we've only had 1 report of anybody diagnosing positive here in Zakynthos. They had symptoms of the virus. They went to the hospital. They got tested. It was confirmed that they had the virus, and it was a 63-year-old woman. Anyway, she's been sent home to isolate at home. So there's no word whether she was somebody that had been with anybody that was positive in the past. That's not been mentioned. But anyway, our latest case in the last 24 hours is 1 case, and that's a 63-year-old woman. And we'll see if the figures tonight just say we've had 1 case or whether we've had more, but that will work out during the day. Anyway, as to go back to the figures, and as for positive cases in Zakynthos, by my reckoning, Zakynthos has had 84 positive cases since the beginning of the year, and 47 of those have been through the month of February, and we're not long left of February when you think about it as well. Anyway, as for deaths, deaths are up just ever so slightly. The last time I reported to you, we had 27 deaths across Greece. Today, I'm reporting to you now that there's been 28 new deaths across the country. The average age of those people that are passing away from the virus is 79 years of age. There's been 6,249 deaths from the virus since it started way back. And of those people at the age of 79 that is passing away, the average age, 96%, and that's up slightly, of them had underlying health conditions or were over the age of 70. So, and once again, to put that in context, the average death rate in Greece in 2019 was around about 329 deaths a day. All right, that was the average figure in that year. Again, still no gender of fatalities. For some unusual reason, they have removed that from their statistics. No, don't know why. And that is now the 4th day that there's been no gender of the people who's passed away as the statistics, but it was predominantly male when figures were going to female. So again, we'll keep an eye on that. And again, just to remind you, we've had 1 death here on the island, and that was last week or during the week, and that was if I remember rightly, a 76-year-old lady that passed away earlier in the week. She again had underlying health problems and conditions, and again, our condolences to the family. Now, for critical cases, they're also up as well, just slightly. Critical cases across Greece, I reported to you last time, we had 320. Well, at the moment, it now stands at 325 cases. And at the moment, it's 219 male and 106 female, and the average age of critical patients is 68 years of age, and 70% of those have underlying health issues or are over the age of 70. And I've just noticed that Graham Bint in Australia is now tuning in. Graham, have Facebook been relaunched again over there? Because we were getting reports that Facebook had been deplatformed in Australia. Let me know, or either that you've got your cloaking device on, and so that once you got your cloaking device on your VPN, you can go anywhere and nobody knows where you are. So just let me know, Graham, if Facebook is still deplatformed there, because I wasn't expecting to see you this morning. Anyway, let's just go back to the main story then. After weeks of us being at a very high risk level, i.e. we were in the code red, we have now here on Zakynthos been dropped down to the yellow zone. The decision was announced last night by the Deputy Minister of Civil Protection and Crisis Management, Nikos Hadrialis, during a briefing on the course of the pandemic. Now, more specifically, the restrictive measures are not extended to certain other municipalities throughout Greece. They've also been put into a more extended lockdown. But luckily for us here in Zakynthos, we've actually come down a level, which is great for us. Anyway, according to Mr. Hariadis, Zakynthos, Santorini, Sparta, Adia and Ias Nikolaos, the data has shown that their epidemiological burden in the region is in decline. So fantastic. As far as the government is concerned, our epidemiology burden is in decline. So therefore, they have lowered our status, and we are now in the status of yellow. Okay, now what does that mean for people on the ground? Well, what can we do now? Traffic ban is still in progress. However, the traffic ban now is or the curfew is now from 9 o'clock till 5 o'clock in the morning. If you remember, we were 6 o'clock till 5 o'clock in the morning, so that's a good thing. Teachers in the operation of secondary education, the gymnasiums and the lyceums, they are going to be able to go back to work, obviously on Monday, with children, students inside their classes and in their schools. Remember, the kindergartens and all of that had been running anyway, subject to whether they had an infection within the school, where some primary schools had closed because they had an infection. However, it seems that the lyceums and the teachers can go back to work in the gymnasiums and also the lyceums, which is like the upper sixth, high schools and upper sixth. Now, as for the shops, the shops. Operation of retail is back on again. Hairdressers, barbers, beauty centres, as well as dietary services units, they are allowed to reopen. The only things that are closed at the moment are still the gymnasiums. They're still closed, and personal hygiene and body care centres. I'm not sure exactly what they are. I think that's where you go to have your fat sucked and lipped and tucked or something. But anyway, the gymnasiums are still closed at the moment, which is damn. I'm looking forward to getting back to the gym. But anyway, as for getting your MOT done, if you have to have your MOT done, that is now back on again. Again, there is restrictions there. Only one person per 25 square meters is allowed to be at the test centre when it's being done. And obviously, you can turn up now instead of having to book an appointment to be able to get your MOT done, which is, again, a bit of a move forward. Regards the churches then, churches can now carry out services with people inside, with up to 25 people inside the smaller churches and up to 50 people inside the cathedrals, or the metropolitan churches as they call them, like St Denis's and the Metropolitan Church in town. They can have up to 50 people inside there. And those people who like to have a little flutter on the GGs, or on the football or on the basketball, Opa is reopening. That's the betting shops, for those people who wonder what Opa is. Yeah, the betting shops, they're back open again. However, you're not allowed to play the slot machines inside the betting shops. You can only go in, place your bet and then leave. But anyway, there'll be a few people happy about that. Although there is talk about the actual play or OPA play area that's inside them. Maybe 1st of February they might allow those to be in operation, but at the moment that is still out at the moment. Anyway, things that we have to still do at the moment is we still have to book out on the old 13033 number, and you've got your 6 reasons: going to the bank, going to the doctor, going to help a friend, going to do business, which is number 3. So there's 6 reasons, and you must check out, you must book out. And once again, you remember, if you get stopped and you haven't booked out, you will get a €300 fine. And also, if you're not wearing a mask while outside, again, you can get another 300 fine on that as well, €300 fine. Also as well, just to remind you, we are still prohibited from moving between regional units, and that means you can't leave the island unless it's for specific reasons like health, etc., or for work. Or for a family reunification. All right. So again, movement between regional units is still prohibited, and also private gatherings. So you can't have parties. All right. That is still banned at the moment. You're not allowed to do that. And also, you must remember as well, if you're going to work, make sure you've got the proper paperwork to be able to go to work. And also, they're encouraging people to work from home as much as they can to obviously stop people moving about. Anyway, and as for higher education in universities, they are still on distance learning, i.e. they are still doing learning online. The kindergartens, primary schools and all education schools are still open at all levels. And the courts, yes, the courts are still operating as well. So if you break the law, you'll be in to pay your €300. They'll have you. All right. And the other good news for people who are probably a bit bored, the operation of the Super League here, that's the Greek football, is still running in Leagues 1 and 2. That is still in operation. Basketball and the Volleyball League, that is still volleyball. I love volleyball. That is still running as well. And their national leagues are running. So there you go. We're kind of back to a bit of normality. We are now in the yellow zone. Okay, so we have a bit more freedom, but we're still technically locked down at the moment as well. Anyway, other news then, Pfizer BioNTech have confirmed that their vaccine no longer needs to be stored at minus 60 and at minus 80 degrees Celsius, and can be stored in temperatures from minus 15 to 25 to minus 25 for up to 2 weeks. Now, this should make the distribution and the storage of the vaccine a lot easier. I know we've not seen vaccine here for a while. That has been raising issues at the moment. The vaccine seems to be going towards Attica, Thessaloniki, places up there where they have, shall we say, a bit more of a problem than we've had. Obviously, our little blip now seems to be kind of over, all right? So, but anyway, at least now the vaccines now don't need to be stored as cold. That's the, which one was it we said? The Pfizer and BioNTech ones don't need to be closed, stored so cold now, which should make it easier for the distribution to come. Anyway, the other interesting news, all right, the Greek government is issuing digital vaccination certificates from yesterday. Yep, citizens have received the second dose of their vaccination against COVID-19. They should get certificates to say that they've had them. And if you want to get one of these certificates, you've got to go on the government website, gov.gr, and all the details are there for you wanting to apply for the vaccination of the for the actual certificate. You'd think they kind of would do it for you when you go for the injection and you get it there and then, but obviously not. They just want to give the injection and not be bothered with the paperwork. So anyway, for anybody who wants a vaccination certificate, yeah, you can now get one once you've had the vaccination. Anyway, a study also been done by Sheba Medical Center in Israel has confirmed that the first doses of the Pfizer BioNTech Covid-19 vaccines gives a protection level of 85%, with this rising to 94% after the second dose. It's interesting how the Israelis are really getting on top of all of this as well. Anyway, in a separate study by the University of Texas, early results have indicated that the Pfizer BioNTech vaccine may be slightly less effective against the South African variant, though it still protects protects against serious illness and death. So there we go. One lot of figures says one thing, another lot of figures says another thing. And again, when it comes to the vaccine, that's your choice, your decision, whether you have it or not. Me personally, I'm still going to hang out and wait and see how things progress. And finally, Ginge, the Delphi Economic Forum is organising an online conference on Tuesday, February the 23rd, titled Greece Competing for Global Talent. Sounds like the X Factor, doesn't it? Its organisers say global talent has never been more mobile. Countries are designing policies and programs to attract talented people. Many of these countries are also encouraging the return of skilled nationals who are working abroad. All are persuaded of the positive contribution skills people can make to the development and progress and sustainable growth. Anyway, how can Greece be among the winners of the global talent race? That is what they're talking about. And now by talent, I see Susie Angus tuning in. I think they're talking about online workers, people that do stuff in regards computing, science and stuff like that. Entertainment, I've got a feeling at the moment, are they trying to encourage entertainers back here? From the way things are looking, I don't think so at the moment. But anyway, if you want to take part in this conference, it is in Greek. All right. However, there is one seminar which is going to be in English. It's completely free to go onto this event. Now, the event starts at noon at 4:45 with confirmed speakers, including Tourism Minister Haris Theorakis, Deputy Minister for Innovation Christos Dimas, Deputy Minister for Modern Culture Nicholas Yamatas. Looking at the people that could be on this panel, if you are an entertainer and you're having difficulties of trying to come over, it might be worthwhile just having a look in on this forum, because you never know, raising the issue about people wanting to come and work in the field of entertainment, especially dealing with foreign tourists who like a mix of bit of Greek, a bit of entertainment from their own areas mixed in, because that's a formula that we've been running very successfully over here in Zakynthos, and especially where I work in Magdalena's. It might be an idea just to plant a seed, shall we see, especially when you're looking at the Minister of Tourism being on that board, and the Deputy Minister for Innovation as well, and again and modern culture, because that's another area where the arts are kind of within that area. So anyway, they do have an English seminar, and the English seminar is entitled "Is Greece Attractive for Digital Migrants?" I've got a feeling that's all to do with online workers and stuff like that. And also, that particular forum is being run by the Nomad X co-founder and CEO David Williams and Nacho Rodriguez, and he's the founder of Nomad City Gran Canaria in Spain. And I know that I think has got some little links to online gambling as well. But anyway, the session starts at 1:15. It might be worth a look, have a look at that, because you never know, it might be able to help you. Also, to find out more details and it's free to register, you just need to visit delphiforum.gr. And you can find the details there. But that might just be a thought for some people who are having difficulty about trying to get organised to get back here for the summer, to obviously take up the summer season. Right. Let's have a quick look. I've got people tuning in. I'm hoping to hear from Graham as to see how he's managed to get hold of us. Rachel Hanson, you've been watching, I know. Andy Spencer, you've been watching as well. Andy Orchard's been watching. Nice to see you. Rosewood has been watching. Nice to see you as well. Amanda Gregory's watching. Looking forward to your weather forecast, Amanda. Lindsay Lamb's been watching. Brian Wentlock has been watching. Emma Markou's been watching. Amanda Gregory, the weather forecast is morning, Ginge. A lovely warm sunshine day today. Partly cloudy but dry. High of 16 degrees. Summer is on the way. Big kisses and enjoy. Thank you very much for that. I do like your weather forecast. Fantastic. Carol Davis is watching as well. Dave Lowry is watching. Carol Davis says, morning, Ginge from a wet Wolverhampton. Thank you. Rachel Hanson says, morning. Chris O'Gorman is watching as well. Raffridge buddy, nice to see you here. Tim Crystal says, I hope you're well. I've PM'd you, buddy. Right, okay. I shall look forward to having a read of that private message, mate. Thank you very much. Bernard Barrick is also watching as well. Ashley Rowan is watching. Delia Gussetti is watching as well. Nice to have you tuning in. Les Hardman is watching too. Kevin Potts is watching. Matthew Long is watching. Kim Roche is watching. Anthony Westlake is watching. Alan Gregory. Alan is watching. Nice to see you, Alan. Graham Bint is watching as well. He's actually said, morning, Ginge. Lovely weather today. Oh, that's to, what do you call it? I'm hoping Alan is going to... Oh, yeah. Alan Gregory says, morning, Ginge. Still no joy with the driving licence. They now want another 216. This is my third visit and already paid €200. Wow. So people still having difficulty with the driving licence. And he says sarcastically at the end, welcome to Greece. Yeah, I know the feeling with that. That's one of the reasons why I've done what I've done with my driving licence. I'm not saying any more than that, all right? Christine Wildridge is watching as well. Escape Sylvie. Oh, hello, Escape Sylvie. Nice to have you tuning in. Lovely little place just across the road from... what's it called? From the supermarket. It's now Spar. It used to be Express Market, but nice little place. Open in the winters, or was open in the winters. Used to go for a coffee there occasionally. Nice to have you tuning in and checking out what's going on. So I'll give you a wave back. Kevin Kitchen is watching as well. Sean Webb is watching. Neil Facer is watching. He says, morning, Ginge from Rugby. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Got Alan's there. Tony Dodgy Barrow. Alf Ling is watching. Gary Eden's watching. June McGrath is watching. Margaret Miller. Susie Angus is watching as well. Lucy Dyke. George Exel Polomu is watching as well. Nice to see you here. Julie Meldrum is watching. Good morning. Have a good weekend. Right, I'm just having a quick scroll through. Wiggy's also tuning in from Cyprus as well. I can't see any reply from Graham as to the reason how he's managed to get on. All I can think is put a cloaking device on his IPS. I do that with mine because it's the best way to prowl around without having hassle. Just once again, just to remind you that Australia at the moment has been deplatformed by Facebook. Now, it's interesting, actually. Talking about Mark Zuckerberg, a few days ago, Mark Zuckerberg was going on about the vaccine and basically saying that the vaccine wasn't working, being very negative about the vaccine, being very opinionated about the vaccine not working. All right. This was Mark Zuckerberg, the owner of Facebook. Now, if an ordinary patron on Facebook was to say what Mark Zuckerberg had said, I would guarantee you would be deplatformed and your account would be shut down and closed. So the man who runs it, I think, is a hypocrite, to be quite honest, because he is picking and choosing. He has responsibility with that platform. Facebook, for all the good it can do, there is a dark side to it. And it can influence elections. It's been proven that it does influences people's decision, people's way of thinking, and the data that they mine off you actually predicts what you want and puts those suggestions forward where you will see them. And ultimately, at some point, you will maybe buy something or offer some service or give up information about yourself that you don't even realise that you're giving up. So there, Mr. Zuckerberg, all very well to deplatform Australia because it's not suiting your business model, but you have a responsibility at the end of the day. And for you to be able on your own platform to say what you want, where other people's are basically shut down, I think that smacks of hypocrisy of the greatest order. I'm thinking about all the money that you have made over this lockdown period with people using social media more than ever. I think you've done very, very nicely out of the lockdowns in every country that's been affected all over the world. And so when Australia asks for a little bit of a help, and your reaction is to rip them down. Plus, there's the fact it's all right for you to say what you want to say, as in free speech for the elite, but not for those at the bottom. I'm afraid, mate, I don't like you, but I do like your platform, and that's about as far as it goes. Right, that's it from me. I will see you again. Oh, and thank you for yesterday, for all those people who tuned in to the requests show that I did live from here. And then later on from beachradio.co.uk. Thank you for all the people who tuned in there as well. It was really great to sit in the chat room, listen to the show. It was really, it's quite weird actually, but I enjoyed it and it was nice. And thank you for those requests that I've got from some people. Can I also say as well, don't forget tomorrow evening, it's my Northern Soul show again on beachradio.co.uk. Come and join the show. 5 o'clock UK time, which is 9 o'clock Greek time. 5 o'clock till 7 o'clock, which is 7 o'clock UK Greek time till 9 o'clock the night Greek time. I'm getting all confused there. Come and join me anyway. I'll put links up and come and join the Northern Soul show. I can hear Boots making noises, wanting to get in the house, Mr. Boots. So I'll leave it there. You take care. Have a great day. And it's gone a bit dull now. I'll catch you later. Ta-ra.